Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you Martin, the chess bot, lowest rated chess bot, playing Stockfish with 24 and 32 knights. This position is checkmate in 4. You'll just have to see what Martin did in the next game. Please subscribe if you've seen me already and you like my content. And it starts off with knight e5 by Martin. Stockfish defending amazingly, and he already gets checked, takes back, and he should be losing very badly, but Martin keeps on losing his knights immediately because he's the lowest rated chess bot, and he completely blunders this knight for some reason. So Stockfish takes it, and this analysis bar has no clue what it's talking about. The knight goes to a6, which is quite a terrible move because you can literally just take it with the pawn or with the knight. And Stockfish just lets his knight get taken for some reason. And doesn't even take back because he gets 2 knights and you only get 1. So I think that's probably the idea. We have knight going to e4 and pawn takes, and it's already ready to promote. I don't know why Martin just allowed this, but Martin is still winning if you can find a winning way to win. Martin just jumps his knight onto d6, not losing it, but he does lose a piece after to trade for a bishop, which isn't a terrible trade because he has more knights than black has pieces. However, Martin is 250 and Stockfish is 3200. Stockfish takes back the knight that was in the corner. We have knight going to d4, pawn forwards, forking these knights, and you gotta remember this pawn is about to promote, so this knight drops back. It doesn't even get him out of the fork at all. Stockfish just develops a knight. Knight goes forwards. We have pawn takes now. Knight jumps into the middle, and you're still getting attacked, so this is a terrible move. And we take, and there's another fork, and now Martin blunders because after knight takes, I was assuming that queen would go here. I literally just blundered my knight, my queen, because the knight's defending it. But knight takes, knight drops back. I'm pretty sure knight takes was so much better. And now black is actually winning, as you can see on the analysis bar. It is right this time, and just Stockfish cleanly wins this game very, very easily. Destroys Martin. Pretty sad. Makes a second queen, and then just plays checkmate very quickly. Good 31 moves. Stockfish beats Martin when Martin has 24 knights. However, Martin should be able to win this in only 4 moves. He has double the amount of knights that Stockfish has pieces. More than double because a king doesn't really count and there's a king here. So we have knight takes g7, which is a very good tactic. You take here, he takes back, you take there. So you get a pawn and a piece for just a knight. So you shouldn't leave it there because it's undefended, but he just drops his knight back for no reason, and he immediately allows Stockfish to just develop. We have knight takes f7, forking the rook and the queen. However, he doesn't care. He doesn't even do anything about it. He just lets his knights get attacked, and then he finally takes the queen. I don't know why Stockfish didn't move out of the way and just decided to counterattack instead, but now Stockfish lost his queen and sacrificed its rook for no reason. So Stockfish takes the free knight with the king, and we have knight takes c7, attacking this rook. The rook is undefended and it can't be defended and it can't run away, so he's going to lose the rook here. We have knight dropping back to d1, which is still a terrible move because you should probably take here or run away with one of your knights somewhere just to get out of the fork that is here. But we have bishop takes a g4, and now Martin, I don't know what Martin's doing. Martin's just developing his knights towards the king. We have knight going to c6, knight drops back to d2, knight going to e5, and knight just dropping back to the back of the board. We have a little more shuffling around and Martin losing more of his knights. So we have 2 rooks, 1 knight, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns, right? Versus whatever the heck this is, right? So he loses. It's a clean trade, a knight for a knight, which isn't bad. We have a knight dropping back to f3, and now we have a knight taken for free, another knight taken for free, and now Stockfish blunders a rook somehow. I don't know why you do this. You blunder it 3 different ways for no reason. Knight jumps into b5, doesn't even take the free rook, offered 3 different ways. Rook takes on c5, and this knight just sacrifices itself to the rook for no reason. We've rook takes, and knight goes here attacking this rook, but it's also getting attacked by the rook. So the rook comes back, and it is defended by his friend. Knight takes, rook takes, and the knight decides not to take back, but allow for this pawn to go forwards and destroy your whole position. We have pawn going forwards instead of knight takes here for some reason. Knight takes here is possible, and you just counterattack instead of saving your rook. I don't know why. We have knight here. He could have taken it for free. Instead, he decided to push it. We have knight going here, and now rook slides back to try to stop checkmate. But you're losing it here too, so I don't know what Stockfish's idea here is. I don't think it's a good move just to give it away. We have rook dropping back to f8. Finally, Martin takes the free rook. King doesn't even take back the free knight. We have pawn forwards and knight going in. And now that Martin is winning, and Martin is 250, there's 2 pawns for Stockfish. The 250 Martin bot is going to take a long time to do this because he sucks. So he just lets Stockfish go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until he loses a lot of his knights. And he should probably get these knights in the game because there's literally 10 knights still on the board. But he decides to just take the last pawn, bring his knights towards the king. The king's just running around picking up some more knights. Knights jumping in. King's running up the board. Now the king goes all the way up. King's running around the top of the board. Decides to come down the board. Takes another knight. Now Stockfish just lost... No, sorry. Martin has lost 3 knights in the time that Stockfish has only had a king. And the king goes to b6 now. King d2. King to c7. Check. King back up. Back here. King c7. Check. Back up. And now Martin makes the stupidest move I've ever seen. Stalemate. You can see that the analysis knows it because this position has been reached 3 times. So it's called a 3-fold repetition. And Martin drew Stockfish. Stockfish won the first game when Martin had 24 knights. And Martin drew the second game when Martin had 32 knights against Stockfish. Can't make this up. Martin sucks, and yeah, cannot beat Stockfish. Stockfish is so good at the game. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at 1,000. That would help a lot. Thank you.